All right, so here we're given a table of values showing the cost, the total cost in dollars for producing X widgets per day at a factory. Okay, so it looks like if we produce nothing, it still costs us $50 just to keep the lights on. Producing 50 widgets costs $100. Producing 100 widgets costs $145, and so on. All right. Now, the first question is just asking us to interpret f of 100. F of 100, what does that mean? Well, our function is for cost. So this gives us the cost, right? The output is cost, and the input is the number of widgets. All right, but that's not an interpretation yet. Oh, well, first of all, I guess we need to evaluate it, right? So the f of 100, right? We're just going to use the input to f is x. So we're looking for when x is 100, then the output is $145. Okay, now let's interpret it. We need to interpret it using a sentence. So this is a mathematical sentence, right? This is saying that the cost, right? The function is cost, right? Is $145 when the number of widgets produced is 100. So we could say that as, okay, so producing 100 widgets costs $145. Okay, so that's how we can interpret that in plain English. Plain English. All right. Now, F inverse. All right, we want to find what is F inverse of 100. All right. Now, with the inverse, we're swapping the input and the output, right? So now this is the cost. This is C. This is the cost, and what we get out is the number of widgets. Widgets. Can't spell. It's like an F. All right, widgets. All right. So, so we should get x is equal to f inverse of 100. All right. So the output of this inverse is going to be the number of widgets. And so we want to look at the cost. When the cost is $100, looks like we can produce 50 widgets. All right, so that's the value of f inverse of 100. All right, it's the number of widgets we can produce for $100, right? Because the input to the inverse is cost. All right, so let's write that as a plain English sentence. So I would interpret this as it costs $100 to produce 50 widgets. Okay. All right. Now let's look at find the value of f inverse of 650. Well, you may have already, if you read some of the information preceding this, you know that these inverses, or the inverse and the function, just reverse each other. But we can also just kind of prove that to ourselves by looking, okay, f inverse of 650, right? This is cost, right? This is cost, right? Because the output of the original function was cost, and the output becomes the input of the inverse. So 650 is cost, and what we get out is of this inverse is the number of widgets. So let's look at the number of widgets we can produce for $650. It looks like we can produce 1,000 widgets. Okay. All right. So now we can replace the f inverse of 650 with 1,000. So now we just want f of 1,000. And so now the original function was for cost with an input of the number of widgets. All right, so our x value, a number of widgets is 1,000. It's 650, which is what you would expect, right? The function and its inverse just reverse each other. All right, so f of f inverse of y equals y. And also, if I have f of f inverse of f, and let's say the input is x, I'll get x. All right, they just reverse each other. So, you know, if you run run a function through its inverse and then through the function again, you just go back to what you had before. All right, I will meet you in the next video.